In this tutorial, we will be going over how to design a photographic flyer that is 11 inches by 17 inches. With Scribus open under the New Document window, first change your default unit to inches, then adjust your width to be 11 inches and your height to be 17 inches. And then click OK. First, we're going to insert the background, which is a photograph. To insert a photograph into your document, go to the Insert Image Frame tool, click on your page, and because we want the photograph to fill the entire page size, we're going to make the width and the height of the image frame match the document size. So the width is 11, and the height 17. Click and drag the image frame so it lines up with the red outline of the page. Next, we need to place the image inside of the image frame. So right-click, choose Get Image, and then navigate to where your file is. When you first place your image into the image frame, it may turn out to be really zoomed in or may not fit properly inside the image frame. To adjust your image within the image frame, make sure you go to the Image tab under Properties. If you don't see your Properties window, you can bring it up by going to Windows and then clicking on Properties. Under the Image tab, the X scale value and the Y scale value are what we want to adjust in order to get our image to look right. Because we want to scale our image down smaller, we're going to choose a value that's less than 100 and make sure you use the same value for both so the image will scale proportionately. This is still too zoomed in, so we're going to go down a little further. To move your image around like I'm doing, with the image frame already selected, you can double-click on the image. This will allow you to move the image around without moving the whole frame with it. When you have your background the way that you would like, you can start adding your text. Use the Insert Text tool and drag out a text box. Double-click inside the text box, and you can start writing your title. We're going to edit our text a bit to make it look nice and clean against this photograph. Go to the Text tab under Properties. Make sure your text is selected. We're going to use the font Lato. The font weight is black. The font size in this example is around 134. You may need to adjust your text box like I just did so your text will not overlap itself. To change your font color, go to the Text tab, Color and Effects. These are only the default colors that Scribus has included for you to use. To use a color other than the ones listed here, you'll need to create your own. To do that, go to Edit, Colors, New. You can choose a color from this color map as a starting point, or jump right into dragging around the sliders to get the color you're looking for. Since I know that I want a navy blue color, I'm going to adjust this slider, and then I'm going to adjust the second slider to make it darker. When you have the color that you want, make sure you give it a name, and then click OK. Now, under the Color and Effects panel in Text, your new color should appear. The text is still a little hard to see against the photograph background, so we're going to add a white box behind the text to make it stand out a little bit from the image. You can do this by going to the Insert Shape tool and dragging out a rectangle. In Scribus, whenever you're working with shapes, a black stroke is added around the shape automatically. In this instance, we don't want that, so we'll go to Colors. Under the Line Color Properties, we're going to choose None, and then go back to Fill Color Properties and change the color to white. Obviously, we don't want the white box to be on top of the text where you can't read it, so right-click on the box, go to Level, Lower. It's starting to look better, but it still looks a little odd with the white box popping out from everything else, so we're going to lower the opacity on it a little bit. Go to Colors, change the opacity to 80. Now you can see the background image through the box. I'm going to adjust this really quick so that it's more centered on the page. I'm just selecting these elements and dragging them over. I'm going to click on this eyeball icon in the bottom right-hand corner of the window. This turns preview mode on and off so that I can look at the design without the element bounding boxes showing up. And this just helps me to look at the design overall and see if things look okay. Now we're going to add the text in the bottom half of the page. Go to the Insert Text tool, draw out a text box. The font we're using here is Lato Bold. The font size in this example is 47. Because we're working with multiple lines of text, we're going to change the line spacing to automatic so the lines don't overlap. And we're going to change the font color to white so that there's better contrast between the text and the image. Now we're going to add the part that says Thursday evening 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. We're going to use another text box. The font for this text is Lato Regular, and the font size is 32. Line spacing is automatic, and the font color is white. We're going to add one more text box for the event location. The font formatting is the same as what we used for the Thursday evening's text. So the font is Lato Regular. The font size is 32 point. Line spacing again is automatic. And the font color is white. The last thing we need to do is to add the organization logo. We're going to use the Insert Image Frame tool once again. Right-click and choose Get Image. In this instance, we don't really need to adjust the scaling of the image since it already fits inside the frame. I'm just going to drag down the frame a little bit so you can see all of the logo. I am going to drag the logo up just a little bit so that it's not as close to the edge of the page. You don't want to risk getting your logo cut off. Don't forget to save your completed flyer by going to File, Save As, and you can name it whatever you'd like, and then click OK. And now we are done. That is how you can design an 11-inch by 17-inch flyer with a photographic background. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed this tutorial.